Thank you very much once again for another episode about Iphones. Yesterday we configured the orange side. We're about to configure the yellow side. Then we'll configure the green side as well. So right now what we are going to do, since we have already finished configuring the BFR1, we want to see whether the client machine, we configure the BFR1 and we did make that particular router as DHCP what? Router. So it distributed the IP address to the various what? Client machines. You can see that this one is what? 101. And we told the router that it should exclude some of the IP what? Addresses. And we did that yesterday. So the first video, you can find it inside how we did the exclusion. Okay. Now, we end at BFR1. Meanwhile, we have already given the serial 0/1/0 IP address like this already, which is 10.10.20.2. So it's time for us now to configure the yellow. So configuring the yellow, we are going to tackle BFR2. So tackling BFR2, let us now configure it. You are once again welcome. Those are online and those that they are not, they are offline. You are all welcome once again. My name is Crossover, and all of you know. Let's study to make ourselves approved unto men and God. Thank you very much. Shall we start now? Logging into the BFR2. Log into BFR2. Let's configure BFR2. So en and config t. Host name is going to be BFR2. We have to give the console line, protect the console line. So the line console 0. Exec timeout, let's make it 00 so that our router will not log off unexpectedly. Let's give a password to the console. Then the login for approval. Then we type exit. Then the configuration mode, we have to also put password. So by typing enable secret. Now it's time for us to configure the rest of what? The router's serial numbers, both left and right. So I'm going to deal with the 10.10.10.1 side that I will put it on the interface of SE0/0/0. Then on the right side, I will deal with 20.20.20.1. And that one also will be on SE0/0/1. So now I'm about to enter into the serial. So we type SE0/0/0. So IP address, so 10.10.10.1, 255.2, sorry, .0.0.0. I hope you guys, you did yours /30, which is 255.255.255.252. Okay, so no chat. So now, they are now forwarding the IP address, remain the right side of it. So let me just type exit and INTSA 0/0/1, which means I'm about to enter. I'm already in the inside this, about to enter inside this one. So enter, then IP address, you have 20.20.20.1. So 255.0.0.0. So we have no chat. No chat. Okay, so we have to exit. Now after we're configuring it, we have to now configure. We are done configuring the yellow side, remaining the green side. And the router that stands in for the green side is BFR3. So let's enter inside the BFR3, okay? So let's enter inside the BFR3. So let me shift it this way so that we can see it clear. Let's enter inside desktop terminal, click OK. So you type no. When you just type wrong command, just press shift and the caps and 6. Control Shift 6. So you type en, then a config, then the host name BFR3. Let's deal with the line console 0. So I'm going to deal with exec time out 0, password, then a login, exit, enable secret. So now I'm going to configure SE 0/0/0. Then later on, I will come on FA 0/0. So let me configure the serial first. So INT serial 0/0/0. So IP address 20.20.20.2. So 255.0.0.0. So no shut. So we have everything set and done. So the yellow side, you can see that now they are communicating. Remain the green side, which is the LAN of the green side. Since they are not communicating, so we have to work on that. Type exit, then INT FA 0/0. I'm about to enter into this one, then I will assign an IP address of 172.16.0.1. So enter, then IP address 172.16.0.1, 255.255.0.0. Enter, then no shut. So there is a communication going on. There is a communication going on. Now, because we want the BFR3 also to distribute IP address to the various PCs over here, you must assign an IP address to an interface first before typing exit. Then you have to type IP DHCP exclude, then type 172.16.0.100, example 172.16.0.150. Okay, so in between this, excluding it. So you enter. Before you have to come and type IP DHCP pool. So that side will make it USA voice 2. So it's USA voice 2. Then we have the network. We type 172.16.0.0 and 255.255.0.0. The default gateway is 172.16.0.1 and the DNS is 172.16.0.202. There is no server that we have. We have 201 already. This one is going to be 202. You can either type any number based on the host ID. Okay, so type exit again. Let's write and copy run and startup run. So after you have done configuring it, let's go. You can copy, right click and click on copy. Should in case you need reference of what you have typed, then you paste it. At least this one can serve as an example of you so that you can remember whenever you find yourself into configuration problem. It can help you. Now the IP phones have not been turned on, so we have to turn them on. So you just click on this, then you drag this into an appropriate what? Socket. Then you see that the line now is green. Let's do the same thing to this one. So you just drag it and put it inside. Okay, so let me just put it inside like this, and that one also has to be on. So the three IP phones are now what? On. Okay, the three IP phones are on. Now we are going to deal with the IP phones. Now we are already set with what? Configuring everything. Do you understand? We are now going to make sure that we configure the IP phones. Let's see. Thank you very much, Kelly. Let's see whether those can get the IP address that you configured it inside the router. So it's there. Let's check other ones also. I'll click on Teresa and I'll check Teresa's phone. So it goes as 3, 4, because now it's telling us that we told the system that it should exclude 100 to 150. So it won't distribute 100 and 150. That's why it's distributing it from 1, 2, 3. So when it reach 100, it will jump and assign it to another PC as what? 151. Are you following it? There. When it reaches 99, it will jump and to what? 151. Okay. So we are set. Now let's continue the rest of the configuration. We are going to configure the telephony. But I want us first to configure the OSPF. Okay. We have to configure the OSPF to see whether Jeff at the orange side can ping Kelly on the green side. So we are going to use an anonymous number. So let me put it here as what? AS. I'm going to use 100. You can use any number. Are you following it? Yes. So let's go on. Let's try our best and do this. So I'm going to configure, I want to be on the BFR1. So click on the laptop. Desktop, then you type the password. And it asks you password again. So config. Config T. So it's going to be router OSPF 100. The router ID, I'm going to make it 1.1.1.1. Then the network is going to be 192, which is this side, the orange side, okay? 168.10.0, 255.255.255.0, area 0 because we have area 0 here. Enter. Then we have to also we have to configure the 10 to accept the OSPF. OSPF to accept the 10 network. So network 10.10.10.0 255.0.0.0 space area is set what 0. Now we are set to go because we have already done configuring the OSPF on our BFR1. Now let's move to BFR2 and do the same thing on these two networks 10 and 20. So let's be on it. Type router OSPF 100 router ID 2.2.2.2. Then the network is going to be 10.10.10.0 255.0.0.0. Then the area is going to be 0. We must see some adjacency because we already inside and we have configured it. So adjacency is in place now. Let's do the same thing to this side, which is 20. You can do the same thing at least by just typing, replace this one with 2 instead of you to just type. So I hope it's the same. Yes. So you just enter. Then it means that now we are good to go. Remain the third one, which is BFR3. BFR3. So BFR3 also we are going to configure this side and this side as well. So let's go straight and configure it. Move from privilege to configuration. So the config T, router OSPF 100, then router ID 3.3.3.3, and the network is going to be 20.20.20.0 255.0.0.0. So the area is going to be area what 0. Let's see whether the adjacency will work. Let's see whether adjacency will work. Okay, so we have adjacency. Now network again. That one is going to be 172.16.0.1. So 172.16.0.0 255.255.0.0. And area is going to be what? 0. Fair enough. We are done configuring the OSPF. You can just highlight up to the end of it. And you copy. You click on this and click on what? This one, place note. Click Ctrl V to paste it. So you can have another configuration, which is the first one and the second one. I think it will help you a lot. Step-by-step configuration of the IP phones. Now we are done with DHCP, distributing IP address to various client machines on the orange. We are done configuring the OSPF and other things that we have already configured. It's now time for us to make sure that the IP phones must have their IP address. At the same time, they must also have the IP phones number. Right now, we don't have the IP address assigned to the IP phones. You see, it's an IP phones 2 is this one. So let's go straight to BFR1 and do justice to it. Click on it. Let's go straight. Now everything is showing adjacency. Let's see whether this side the PC can ping as far as the machine on the green side. the orange side. So let me see. This particular IP address is 172.172.16.0.2. So let me stand on the orange side, which is Jeff to ping. I'm standing on Jeff to ping Kelly. One seven two 16.02. I hope yours is pinging. Yours is successfully pinging because I'm on Jeff machine. I'm pinging, but right now, if I type ipconfig, I will see that ipconfig that I type, I'm on the network of 192.168, but I was able to ping as far as 172.16.2, which means that it passed through the yellow to the green. Okay, so far as Jeff can ping, definitely Kevin crossover also can ping, Boba, Teresa, Kelly, Aziz can also ping. Aziz is not part. Let me change my name here to be Aziz. So Aziz. Okay, so now let's configure the telephony services. Okay, telephony services. I'm going to configure the telephony services. Are you following it? So I'm going to start on BFR1. BF. Type exit. Now, to configure the telephony, we have to make sure that we have to be inside the pool. And you can remember we enter a pool. So I'm going to type this one to give me the pool name. So do show run first so that it will tell me what is the pool name. The pool name, you saw it. You didn't see the pool name. The pool name is what? DH what? Voice. So is IP DHCP pool DH voice. As if you're about to configure the DHCP or IP address. So bring the shift and the question tag. You are going to deal with what? Option. Okay. So you type option. You type option, then the shift and the question tag. You type what? One word. 50. Then you type IP, then shift and the question tag. You put what IP address? What IP address will you put? You said 192.168.10.1. You enter. Then you do what? You exit. And after you are done with the option, I told you that the option stands for what? The option 150. The reason we have 145, 146, but if you choose 150, it's international sub-interface what? Bodies. Example is TFTP. Very remember. And it's assigned, it's like a stamp on a DHCP. Stamp on a DHCP. It's an international word. It's purposely for telephony. Let me put it. Are you following it? But if you choose 145, 143, 146, it means that you are only dealing with FTP. But if you choose 150, you are dealing with what? TFT. And the TFT means Travel File Transfer Protocol. Okay. So here we are going to deal with telephony services. So you type telephony services, then you enter. Then when you bring the shift and the question tag, you will see that we have things here to be done. We are going to deal with max-dn, which is the maximum directory. So max-dn. So how many phones we have? We can choose, okay, we are expecting 10 phones. Then the max-e phones, we also choose 10. So how many phone directories you want in your system? 10. And how many phones are you expecting to have? It's also 10. But when you look straight to your screen, you can see so far we have 1, 2, 3. You see 1, 2, 3. And it means that we need more 7 IP phones to be added. So that is why we've increased it to that. Okay. So you enter. Then you choose keep what? Keep alive. Keep alive 50 seconds. Then you choose what? IP, because there is IP here. You have to choose the IP source. So the IP source address. An IP source address is going to be what? It's going to be 192.168.10.1. You said? Space what? So you press on shift and the question tag, you see port, then you put a port there. Then the question tag again, we are choosing 2000. Are you following it? Then you enter. So that is the port for the telephone line. Okay. Then you choose 2000. Then what else again? Auto assign 1 to what? So auto assign. We have auto here. You see? Auto. This is auto. So assignment. So auto assign 1 to 10. Sorry. 1 to 10. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to type S assign. I left 1S. Sorry, I left 1S. What else again? You have to what? Exit. Then you type, after exiting, you type E what? Iphones. You type Iphones. So this Ipphone is going to be DN, which means Ipphone directory what? Numbers. So Ipphone 1, you enter. Then you check the number that you are going to give is 5401. You give them 5402, 5403. So that is what we are going to give. So you type number 5401, you enter, you exit, thank you, then you type this one again, then you make it 2. So it's going to be number 504 what? 2. Exit. Then earphones, you type 3. Is that not it? Then the number is going to be 5403. You enter. You type exit again. You can do it up to 5, okay? Are you listening? Do it up to 5. But when they brought more what? Earphones, you can just add them to it. So we have, you just type earphone 4, then the number, you make it 4. You type exit, then earphone 5. I'm going to stop at 5. Then the number is at 5405. So far we have only 3 IP phones on the Orange network, but we were able to configure 5 solid what IP phones line. Meanwhile, we have already chosen the max what iPhone DN 10. So in a process, when the company started progressing and they started bringing more phones, you don't have problem. You just come here and create what the earphones number, then create a earphone what number, earphone DN, then you create what the number, then you attach to it up to 10, then you be okay. Okay. So you are done configuring this one. You type what? Exit. You type exit again. You can just go straight. You can copy from the top, you can copy up to down. Those that at least, he said you can forget things. It will not be like how the other ones looks, because there are certain things in it that we did. So when you copy, you will see a straight line. When you copy and you click on this one, you see a straight line. It tells you that don't worry, don't understand. Don't worry, you can copy it, you can paste it inside Notepad or any other places that can help you. Okay. Now we are done configuring this. We have to make sure that the line, we have to join them to voice line. So FA0/1, FA0/2, FA0/3, we must give them a line. But let me put the mouse on this one and see. You see, because we have already configured, the earphones numbers here and there. We need those lines to join the voice. And what you have to do is that you have to just configure those voice on what? The switch. Okay. So let me add a laptop to it here, and I'll connect a console. I'll connect a console to it. Then I'll go straight and click here, desktop terminal. Okay. I'll type en config. Host name VFSW1. So the line console also, you have to also do it on the switch. It's very good. Don't forget what we did on the router. For security reasons, enable secret. Okay, so now we are going to join FA 0/1 and FA 0/2 and FA 0/3 to be using the voice line. So we have to type int range FA 0/1 -3 -3. Then you enter. So here you are going to type search shifts and the question tag again. You will see voice. You see, there is voice here. So you choose voice, then the shift and the question tag again. You said Vin what? VLAN. Shift and the question tag again. Choose VLAN is already on 1, so you choose what? VLAN what? 1. Already remember that they are on VLAN 1, but those interfaces are not on voice. They are rather only on VLAN what? 1, which is the data side. So since you are making that line to have what? Voice, later I'll be showing you using two IP address on each what? Yeah. You give one IP address to the PC, then you give another IP address to the phone. So voice IP address, data IP address. Okay. They have the same IP address, having the same IP address, but their number, which means that you have to sign the number now to them. Okay. You have to now sign a number to them. So after you have done this, what will you do? Will you type exit? You have to type exit. Okay. It will come, the gradual process to appear. Let's go on. Let's do the same thing to this side. I hope yours has appeared. Has yours appeared? How many of you have yours appeared? 1, 2. The one that we just configured. This one. It just appeared. You can see. So let me see this one. This one also. So this means that it has given this one 5401. So I have to change this one to be 1. So what you have to do is that make sure that you give exact. Because sometimes in the various offices, you see that they have the IP phones number attached to the phone. This one, this particular one. You will see them, they will put it here, either here. They will paste it here. That is your number. Are you following it? And you can see that he is having the exact number 5402 is here, that is the number for it. Okay, so let's configure the green side. Let's configure the green side. I'm going to configure the green side as well.